It was when Sanchez assumed control of the fight. But today, he goes against a tough cookie, the #1 rated contender, Roberto Castanon, with a record of 42-1. The one loss, this one, to Danny Little Red Lopez in Salt Lake City, March of '79. But in that, the first round, he almost tore Lopez's head off. In the second round, as was his wont then, Little Red came on, and Castanon, who has matured greatly since then, was counted out. So today it's Castanon against Sanchez, WBC Featherweight crown at stake on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Falling on the rink.
I wonder how much
the crowd is enthusiastic because, as many of you know and watched a short while ago, they had a bruising 10-round heavyweight battle here in which Michael Dokes won a majority decision. That means one official voted a draw against the tough one from Abilene Christian, Randy Cobb. This one figures to be a good fight. I don't think you should be misled by the fact that their common prior opponent, Danny Lopez, had different results against the two of them. As you know, he knocked out Roberto Castanon in the second round, but lost two grueling matches, being stopped both times on TKOs against the champion Salvador Sanchez. Right now, the intros of the fighters as we go up to the ring, and I'll fill you in on the details surrounding the battle.
Introducing, in the blue corner, the champion, fighting out of Mexico City, Mexico, weighing 126 pounds, Salvador Sanchez.
37-1-1 with 28 knockouts. He is a fighter of great stamina and has great ability to absorb punishment.
In the world, fighting out of Leon, Spain, also weighing 126 pounds, here is Roberto Castanon. 15 rounds of boxing.
42-1. A highly partisan crowd here favoring Sanchez. Both fighters had trouble making the weight. Each weighed in 3/4 of a pound over. Whether or not the resultant time necessary for them to sweat it out and get down to weight, they both started running again. Took any stamina out of them remains to be seen in the bout itself. Now the tale of the tape. Note immediately a huge reach advantage for Sanchez. Problem immediately for Castanon. Sanchez, a heavy favorite to win the fight. How will Castanon be able to get inside? Will he be able to? He's not built like the lanky Patrick Ford, who kept peppering Sanchez in the early rounds. Now we begin the action. WBC rules, 10-point must scoring system, no 3 knockdown rule, mandatory 8 count, no saving by the bell, except for the 15th round. Referee Davy Pearl, a familiar figure to boxing fans. Pearl worked the Holmes Ledoux fight in Minneapolis, and those fans went crazy because of their love for Ledoux, even though Holmes destroyed him. And as a result, Davy was lucky to escape the arena with his life. He'll never forget it. Sanchez wants to impress, because everybody wants Sanchez. Corny Boza Edwards is here today. Had that great fight against Bazooka Lamone to win the super featherweight crown. Wants Sanchez. So does Eusebio Pedrosa, the WBA champion in that classification. And Wilfredo Gomez is here, and negotiations have been going on, though nothing resolved yet, for a fight between Sanchez and the great Gomez, who would be stepping up in weight classification. Sanchez fighting behind the left jab with that enormous reach advantage and making it work here in the first round. Castanon has tremendous courage, and he has a good punch. a wildness.
Aquí no se puede estar, hombre. Aquí no se puede estar.
Sanchez is a classy fighter, polished. His one recent weakness, the tendency to absorb what often seems to be unnecessary punishment. Castanon scoring on the inside wildly. Sanchez coming right back. Sanchez a superb counter puncher. As we approach the end of round 1. We're back live in Las Vegas, Nevada for round 2, WBC Featherweight Championship at stake. Sanchez, right of your screen, defending against the young Spaniard, Roberto Castanon. Saw the wild missed left by Castanon and the immediate answer by Sanchez. As I said, he's got style, class. Wild as he is, Castanon frequently, much too frequently, will leave himself open for answering punch. Missing more frequently than he connects. Sanchez working methodically, systematically behind his left. Possessed of a 5-inch reach advantage. Combinations by Sanchez. Would really like to end it early to impress all of those who want at him. Castanon had looked at Davy Pearl as if to say he's going too low on me. Judges are Joey Swessel, Charlie Minker, and Dwayne Ford. All Las Vegas judges. They do the voting. WBC rules. Davy Pearl has no voting voice. Scintillating in the early going as the young Spaniard appears outmatched. Polish, skills in every way. End of the round. We're back live in Las Vegas. Start of round 3. WBC World Featherweight Championship at stake. Thus far, as you have seen, Sanchez in easy control. Castanon, wild, scrambler, very courageous. Nobody hurt yet. Minute into round 3. A welt under Castanon's left eye. Just under it. But no blood. See Sanchez working that left. Controlling the fight with that weapon and with his reach advantage. I'd like to alert our local stations along the line. At the end of this round, we will take a station break. Castanon has little choice as to tactics. He must try to get inside. And when he does, he pays for it because of Sanchez's superb counterpunching ability. The familiar one I've told you about in past fights involving fighters of Mexican origin. Mexico, Mexico. The cry of the Del Reforma, the great boulevard in Mexico City during 1968 at the 19th Olympiad. We'll be right back with more of the WBC World Featherweight Championship fight after this word from our local station. Round 4 just underway. Here live, ringside, Las Vegas, Nevada. Sanchez to the left, Castanon to the right for the WBC Featherweight Championship of the world. And the crowd wanting action. So far, it's been a shutout with Sanchez, just systematically outboxing Castanon. Between rounds, they worked with an ice pack over that now big welt under Castanon's left eye. Again, Davy Pearl, the third man in the ring. First 2 blows by Castanon were picked off by Sanchez. The third got him. But Sanchez fights his own way, at his own pace. And see Sanchez answer that. The wild roundhouse swings of Castanon. Punching crisply, directly, and in combination. In El Paso, Texas, against Laporte, as that young man now likes to call himself. Originally, it had been Laporte. He just bided his time and took over the fight in the 6th round, and shortly Laporte was dispatched. Laporte was dispatched. Sense of Sanchez totally dominating the contest. One had to be impressed with Laporte's courage too, and his ability to survive. Now blood from the left nostril of Castanon. You'll see his glove rubbing that blood away. Left glove, watch him. See it? Salvador will probably, as you just saw, begin moving to the stomach. Like the way this young man fights. But Wilfredo Gomez, that's a terror. End of the round at hand. Round 4. What it's all about. He's not built like the lanky Patrick Ford. who kept peppering Sanchez in the early rounds. Now we begin the action. WBC rules, 10-point must scoring system, no 3 knockdown rule, mandatory 8 count, no saving by the bell, except for the 15th round. Referee Davey Pearl, a familiar figure to boxing fans. Pearl worked the Holmes-Ledoux fight in Minneapolis, and those fans went crazy because of their love for Ledoux, even though Holmes destroyed him. And as a result, Davey was lucky to escape the arena with his life. He'll never forget it. Sanchez wants to impress, because everybody wants Sanchez. Corny Boza Edwards is here today. Had that great fight against Bazooka Lamone to win the super featherweight crown. Wants Sanchez. So does Eusebio Pedrosa, the WBA champion in that classification. And Wilfredo Gomez is here, and negotiations have been going on, though nothing resolved yet, for a fight between Sanchez and the great Gomez, who would be stepping up in weight classification. Sanchez fighting behind the left jab with that enormous reach advantage and making it work here in the first round. Castanon has tremendous courage, and he has a good punch. He is a wild man.
Aquí no se puede estar, hombre. Aquí no se puede estar.
Sanchez is a classy fighter, polished. His one recent weakness, the tendency to absorb what often seems to be unnecessary punishment. Castanon scoring on the inside wildly. Sanchez coming right back. Sanchez a superb counter puncher. As we approach the end of round 1. We're back live in Las Vegas, Nevada for round 2, WBC Featherweight Championship at stake. Sanchez, right of your screen, defending against the young Spaniard, Roberto Castanon. Saw the wild missed left by Castanon and the immediate answer by Sanchez. As I said, he's got style, class. Wild as he is, Castanon frequently, much too frequently, will leave himself open for answering punch. Castanon missing more frequently than he connects. Sanchez working methodically, systematically behind his left, possessed of a 5-inch reach advantage. Combinations by Sanchez, who would really like to end it early to impress all of those who want at him. Castanon had looked at Davey Pearl as if to say he's going too low on me. judges are Joey Swessel, Charlie Minker, and Dwayne Ford. All Las Vegas judges. They do the voting. WBC rules. Davy Pearl has no voting voice. Hardly scintillating in the early going as the young Spaniard appears outmatched. Polish, skills in every way. End of the round. We're back live in Las Vegas. Start of round 3. WBC World Featherweight Championship at stake. Thus far, as you have seen, Sanchez in easy control. Castanon, wild, scrambler, very courageous. Nobody hurt yet. Minute, some seconds into round 3. A welch under Castanon's left eye, just under it, but no blood. See Sanchez working that left, controlling the fight with that weapon and with his reach advantage. I'd like to alert our local stations along the line. At the end of this round, we will take a station break. Castanon has little choice as to tactics. He must try to get inside. And when he does, he pays for it because of Sanchez's superb counterpunching ability. You're hearing is the familiar one I've told you about in past fights involving fighters of Mexican origin. Mexico, Mexico. The cry of the Del Reforma, the great boulevard in Mexico City during 1968 at the 19th Olympiad. We'll be right back with more of the WBC World Featherweight Championship fight after this word from our local station. Round 4 just underway. Here live, ringside, Las Vegas, Nevada. Sanchez to the left, Castanon to the right for the WBC Featherweight Championship of the world. And the crowd wanting action. So far, it's been a shutout with Sanchez, just systematically outboxing Castanon. Between rounds, they worked with a nice back over that now big welt under Castanon's left eye. Again, Davy Pearl, the third man in the ring. First 2 blows by Castanon were picked off by Sanchez. The third got in. But Sanchez fights his own way, at his own pace. And see Sanchez answer that. The wild roundhouse swings of Castanon. punching crisply, directly, and in combination. In El Paso, Texas, against Laporte, as that young man now likes to call himself. Originally, it had been Laporte. He just bided his time and took over the fight in the 6th round, and shortly, Laporte was dispatched. Jorge was dispatched. Sense of Sanchez totally dominating the contest. One had to be impressed with Laporte's courage too, and his ability to survive. Now blood from the left nostril of Castanon. You will see his glove rubbing that blood away. His left glove, watch him. See it? Salvador will probably, as you just saw, begin moving to the stomach. Like the way this young man fights. But Wilfredo Gomez, that's a terror. End of the round at hand. Round 4. What it's all about. Sanchez to the right, defending. Castanon to the left, challenging. But not effectively thus far. Funny thing about Sanchez, early in his career, he was a big early banger. 16 of his first 17 fights, knockouts, and relatively quickly. But his later fights, he's become the stylist that you now see. While those Mexicans in the arena here want him to let go and really start to take Castanon apart and knock him out, this is not the way Sanchez fights anymore. Bides his time. He is a patient fighter. Uses his skills. He's content to win. That's in the manner of what Corny Boza Edwards did with the referee in that fight in Stockton a short time back. He kept looking to the referee and complaining, and in the meantime, Bazooka Lamont would hit him. Good right lead by Castanon. Little fella is, I told you, all courage. There is the left that dominates the contest. Minute and a half into round 5. By the way, again, Castanon looking at Davy Pearl. He'll get scant succor there. The difference between Sanchez and Lamont is that Sanchez is a perfect gentleman and won't hit him while he's complaining. Now, the crowd hearkens to the fact that Sanchez begins to open up some. That's what they want to see. I don't think I have ever seen more national pride in a boxing arena than I did in the Mexico City arena in '68 when Antonio Roldan won the gold, representing me. You saw Castanon hurt there. Sanchez beginning to open up in this, the 5th round. We're back live. live in Las Vegas, round 6. Sanchez to the right of your screen and Castanon to the left. So far, it's an easy shutout for Salvador Sanchez. He began to open up in the 5th round, hurt Castanon, and now Castanon, as if sensing his desperate plight, is wildly flailing away. That won't bother Salvador. He will make a miss much of the time and then work the left. Keep your composure. Lesson number 1 in boxing. Keep your composure, work the opponent, and work the ring. It is, by the way, a 20-foot ring. Did you see what he just did there? When he threw the mouthpiece away? Bleeding from the mouth. Castanon is in a lot of trouble. He's having trouble breathing through his nose because of the blood, which is part of his problem and a big part of it. Sanchez now clearly wants to put him away. I said in the 2nd round that Castanon was outmatched, and clearly this is true. Minute to go in round 6. Castanon did get in a right, but Sanchez went down to the stomach, then went up, and you just saw him double on the left. Come in with the right. He is so careful in his present style of fighting. This may cause some boxing pundits to underrate him. We'll stay this time between rounds as we approach the end of the 6th. And the shutout continues. Following Roberto Castanon to his corner. The record reiterated for you. Little fella's got courage. But it's good to have skills, too. Next weekend, we've got a light heavyweight fight. Michael Spinks against the former champion Marvin Johnson from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Michael Spinks, who has a disguised right in the manner of Jimmy Ellis when Ellis was a light heavyweight. And he was a very good light heavyweight. Also, Keith Jackson will be bringing you ABC's International Boxing, a developing United States team, this time against Poland. Having beaten Venezuela, Kenya, and Hungary, they are now 3-2 under the coaching leadership of Pat Nappy. As we begin the 7th round here live, you can bet the youngsters will develop before 1984 in Los Angeles. The crowd is getting a little impatient. Right away, Sanchez using that left, but they want a knockout. They want it now. Right lead, then a left. By the way, Sanchez is a master of the right lead. He used it with enormous effectiveness against Patrick Ford in his defense then, and also against a brilliant fighter, Ruben Castillo, who is, by the way, in the arena today. 50 seconds into the 7th round. There have been no knockdowns. Once, Castanon was staggered, but he has a big welt under the left eye. Worked the ice pack on that. And a bloody left nostril, having trouble breathing, and threw away the mouthpiece in the last round because of that problem in breathing. Good right again, as you saw. Castanon hurt and holding on. A.B. Pearl breaking them up. Minute 45 into round 7. Again the right. Suddenly coming into focus. The left had been the controlling blow of the fight, particularly with Salvador's enormous reach advantage, 5 inches. Sanchez is beautifully structured physically. Excellent upper body development. Yet the muscles are supple and not bulging. 2.5 minutes into round 7. Saw the warning executed by Davy Pearl. Castanon. A dull, one-sided fight. Sanchez winning at will. We're back live at ringside in Las Vegas, Nevada. Sanchez to the right of your screen, easily and successfully defending his title up till now against the challenger, number 1 rated, Roberto Castanon. The fight is being brought to you live. The fight itself is not very live. Earlier in this arena, saw Castanon swinging away, flailing. I suggested at the start of the fight you count the blows that he misses, because he misses more than he scores. Beginning in round 6, Sanchez began to evidence his right, especially the right lead, which was so impressive in at least 2 of his title defenses. This is his 5th. He's a busy fighter. Again, Castanon looks almost pleadingly at Davy Pearl. Castanon leaning on Sanchez. Castanon weary. I'd like to alert our local stations along the line. At the end of this round, we'll take a station break. Hurt him with that blow to the belly. The left hurt Castanon. And the right.
Las dos manos, Roberto, en una sola. Las dos manos siempre.
We'll be right back with more of the WBC World Featherweight Championship fight after this word from our local station.
Channel 24 Austin.
Round 9 underway. That's what's at stake. It has been, in effect, there's the right lead. Began to come into evidence in round 6. In effect, it has been no fight at all. Castanon hopelessly overmatched. Again, the right lead. He's using it more and more. He can pretty much do what he wants. Earlier we had rousing scrap between Randy Cobb and Michael Dokes. Dokes the winner by majority decision. Keith Jackson brought you that one. They are not fighters in the same league with somebody like Ali or Joe Frazier or even Larry Holmes. But they did, for their talents, put on a good show. Sanchez again using the right lead. Minute 45 gone in round 9. One wonders if Castanon will succeed in going the route. Sanchez fighting so carefully.
Mueve, no te quedes ahí, muévete, sí, hay que pegar ahí. Ahí, hombre, ese es tu trabajo. Con alma.
Right there, Castanon holding on, clearly hurt by that combination of blows when he was against the ropes. And we may be finally and mercifully, as the round ends, no, we will go at least another round. And in the meantime, I have the privilege of having an old friend here at ringside with me as I mark my scorecard. We continue having a shutout. Here he is, the WBC World Heavyweight Champion, Larry Holmes. This is a shutout.
No match. Sanchez shouldn't even be in the ring with this guy. Sanchez should have knocked him out a long time ago. I don't see
You're telling it like it is.
That's the way you do it, Howard.
But he's changed his style. In his early career, Sanchez caught 16 knockouts in his first 17 fights, going at the opponent early. Now he's become a stylist and fights carefully. You know what Chiquetti has always told you in your corner. You get the opponent in trouble, don't rush him. Keep your composure.
Got to take him out of there when you can, because anything can happen in this game, Howard. It's very rough, and Sanchez should go on out and take this guy right out.
Okay. Thank you very much, Larry. We'll be watching you as you go along, as always. A solid heavyweight champion, Larry Holmes. This is round 10. And you heard Larry tell the truth about this fight. There it goes. Had to come to this, the first knockdown of the fight. And it's been so woefully lopsided. What the kid has going for him is courage. But there comes a point where courage cannot substitute for skill. And now Sanchez wants to end it desperately. Concerned about his own reputation. But he must do it the right way. Must stick to boxing basics. Must keep his but now he's ready to put him away. That's it. Davy Pearl did the right thing. A technical knockout in the 10th round in a woeful mismatch. But that's the way it turned out. Castanon was rated #1 as the challenger. The European champion, he had lost only one fight. So yeah, time unofficially 1 minute 9 seconds of round 10. Now the first knockdown. You see, scoring with a series of combinations, setting the opponent up, and finally that left put him down. And at the end, the way Davy Pearl stopped it. Now, Sanchez did that correctly as I addressed my remark to Larry Holmes. He went to boxing basics, kept his poise, and he put him away properly, Larry. Nod your head. Which he did. And so, the winner, his 5th successful title defense, Salvador Sanchez. We'll be back in a moment. The champion who successfully defended for the 5th consecutive time, and he does not speak English, so we speak with his interpreter, Enrique Reynoso. Key question now is Salvador's future. Will he fight Gomez? Will he fight Pedrosa? Will he fight Cornelius Boza Edwards?
¿Qué planes hay? ¿Qué planes hay para tu futuro si vas a pelear con Wilfredo, con Pedrosa o con Boza Edwards?
Bueno, precisamente hoy en la tarde el licenciado tiene una segunda reunión, mi representante, con los representantes del Consejo Mundial de Boxeo, el licenciado Suleiman, y los representantes, incluyendo a Wilfredo mismo, en una conferencia que van a tener ellos mismos para definir si en realidad peleamos o no.
He said they're going to have a meeting this evening with Mr. Suleiman and Wilfredo himself, and they will probably decide today what to do.
But does he have a choice among the opponents I named?
Y si tienes modo de escoger los oponentes o...
Bueno, en realidad, cuando escojo un rival, siempre lo escojo de primer clasificado, sea segundo o tercero, máximo cuarto, porque yo siempre he peleado con clasificados de primera línea.
He said that when they choose a challenger, they like to be between the 4th, 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. The best challengers in the world. They don't want. He didn't say anything about Wilfredo.
Is he ducking Gomez?
Que está de Gómez.
¿Qué sí qué?
Si tienes a Gómez, ¿quieres a Gómez?
¿Que si tengo firmado a Gómez? Bueno, todavía no, es precisamente para lo que va a tener la reunión esta tarde, a ver si se llega a un acuerdo en qué lugar es la pelea y cuánto va a ser el sueldo de cada uno.
¿Te gustaría con él?
All right.
Me gustaría pelear con él.
He would like to fight Gómez, he said, next.
Okay, we'll see if that comes about. Again, congratulations to you. Good luck. Thank you, Enrique. Now, another look at the first knockdown. This was when a whole series of blows. You saw how wide open Castanon left himself and how, as he did throughout the fight, Sanchez took advantage of it. There was the left that put him down. And then the manner in which Davy Pearl ended it. A right. And now, there he was. The right sent him backwards, and Pearl did not want the man hurt, and he was absolutely right. Woefully one-sided, no contest. One has to wonder why Sanchez didn't put him away earlier. Now, the Dokes